Hey everybody, welcome to Hilltop Machine Works. Well, hey guys, it's Tom here. We are back in the shop for another project, and as you can see, you are looking at my Boyar Schultz 612 Deluxe surface grinder, and it is finally time to get on this thing and refurbish it. As you can see, she is pretty filthy and needs some love. So all these other YouTube creators are getting their projects done and refurbishing their equipment, so I figured, hey, might as well go ahead and get on mine. I've got caught up on a lot of my projects, and I know of no immediate jobs coming in the shop, so what better way to go ahead and get on this. And of course, now my GoPro battery's going to die. Hold on, let me switch batteries. Okay, we're back. Fresh battery. So let me give you a little backstory on this thing. Getting one for the shop was always on the bucket list. I just wasn't really pursuing it very hard, and I was checking eBay and Craigslist, every month here and there. And this one was on eBay. The seller was about showing 85 miles away. When I did my search, I did nearest first, and they were asking $950 for it, which is about the market price. And every month I kept seeing it, so I figured, well, what the heck, I'll throw an offer on it and see if they nibble. And I put an offer of $750, and they took it. So I'm like, cool. Now the Debbie Downer was they had moved their facility, and they were no longer 85 miles away. They did not update their eBay listing. They were actually about 140 miles away. So the trip was a little bit longer. It was about 2 hours, 15 minutes each way. Mainly highway driving, not too bad. And so I ended up being out in the middle of nowhere down the bottom of South Carolina, and picked this thing up. The company is one of those companies that buy closing facilities, machine shops going out of business, whatnot. So they basically buy the machines and then try to flip them for a little bit of money. So I don't know the history of this machine at all. Just kind of looking at it, she is totally filthy, so obviously it was in some sort of production environment, and the people running it didn't get a chance to really do much maintenance. They were just banging out parts. And of course you've got this here, which would be conducive of some sort of shop, and then there's also a sticker on the side. It says number 1, so that's probably an inventory sticker of some point. So let me go handheld, and we'll walk around this thing, and I'll show you the good things about it, and I'll show you some of the bad things about it. So I rolled this thing outside, so hopefully you guys can see it a little bit better. We just went to daylight savings time today, so it is going to get dark earlier, unfortunately. But here we go. So we'll start here at the top. She is a deluxe model, and that means a couple things. One, obviously there should have been an oiler here like on the standard ones, but since I guess this is a deluxe, it's got the Boyar model. Well, hey Pumpkin, somebody just got a bath. Say hi. So it's got the automatic oiler. Hopefully it works. We'll see what happens when we get in it. The original wheel guard is missing. Somebody made this makeshift one, and it doesn't really stay on very well, so it'd be nice to locate an original one, and I can put it back the way it's supposed to be, because obviously all this is going to do is if the wheel explodes, this is going to go flying too, and it's just going to make another object you got to worry about. Since it was not hooked up and not under power, I think the bearings are okay. I don't feel any any movement. I can't get any spindle movement. Got a little bit going back there in the motor, it sounds like. So fingers crossed once we power this thing up that the bearings are okay. The nice thing is it's got the factory, I guess you call this what, a chute or a catcher's mitt. So that is nice. Mag chuck that does work. Come on, baby. I'm doing this by one-handed here. As you can see, she holds real good. That is positive. The negative is you can see the somebody bent the handle start off with, and then this retainer here is obviously roached, so we'll have to address this issue. The table feels good in and out. It's not really any backlash. That is nice, but the Y feed I have a lot of backlash. I got about 45 thou, so that's a little disconcerting there, but we'll see what happens when we get in it. And let me see here, I don't know if you guys can see it. There's the original tag on it. It's serial number 19992. If any of you guys are good with the internet and can find out the year this thing was made, that'd be awesome. I haven't found any manuals that reference being able to date this to the serial number. I didn't find anything on vintagemachinery.org either on this particular one. So if you guys that are good with Google Foo, if you can figure it out, let me know in the comments. That'd be greatly appreciated. And this is the dust collection cabinet down here. It is totally filthy, so that'll be our first operation. That's why I was kind of waiting till the fall. That way I'm gonna have to get on all my PPE, because I'm gonna stir up a lot of that nasty dust, and it's gonna be hot in the summertime if I had to put on all that full gear. So with a full face mask and you know, some sort of breathing unit like a full mask or respirator or something. Moving over here, so this is the dust collector model 612, showing serial number 3898-H. Not sure how that falls in line with the manufacturer of the top unit. And let's see, moving around, these are the hoist points. So this cabinet and the actual surface grinder will separate. So the plan is I am going to separate this. It's about 1.5 inches low versus the height on my welding table, but I would like to slide this on the welding table, so hopefully I can play Hercules and slide it on there, lift it up, and not have to get the engine hoist. Looking at the back, so they just disconnected it by ripping wires, so we're gonna have to go through and do a little bit of wiring, which is not that big of a deal. And unfortunately the motor plate is pretty wore out. This is 3-phase obviously, and this is how the dust collector unit worked. So this is the exhaust, and it actually had got the original oil collecting can down there in the bottom. The tube that we're missing, it'd be easier to replace, will come off the chute there, and it goes into this port here and gets sucked through the filter system. And this wiper here, which is really stiff, but what that does is it cleans the filters inside the cabinet itself. And let's see, coming around this other side, really not much going on. You can just see the oiler here and the feed. This feels good, it's nice and smooth, so that's a plus. So oh yeah, also I got a correct 3-phase switch, since the original factory switch is missing. Somebody's just replaced it with a standard household switch, so that's got to go. But all in all, I think as long as she runs good, I think for 750 bucks I got a good deal on a nice size surface grinder. So let's get you guys situated back on the tripod, and we'll get to work on this baby. It'll be several part videos. Obviously we're not going to be able to do this in one video, so follow along, and I hope you enjoy this. Not really a restoration, but a refurbish. You guys can see that in there. That's the billow system. Oh yeah, not really billows, but an intricate filter system. And look at that pan down there. She nifty. Well, they are separated. The top was a little heavier than I thought it would be, so I figured I wouldn't boil my back out again, and we'll just do it the smarter way, use the engine hoist. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna attack the cabinet first. So as you can see, there's many years of buildup of grinding dust and oil and stuff, so I am gonna save it all, and I can see if I can beat Ron over there at Flathead Ron's garage and we'll see who had the most gunk. Because if you watch Ron's channel, Flathead Ron's garage, he refurbished a abrasive 1.5, and it was just as filthy, maybe even filthier than this one. This poor girl. Wish people take better care of their machines. So I am going to continue doing this. I'm not going to make you guys watch all this. Once I get the outer cabinet clean, then we'll go and we'll take a look at the inside. I got to figure out how the inside comes apart. Okay, I finished cleaning the top, so let's get this tray out and see how much poundage of grinding dust we got. I mean, actually, this is a pretty cool design. You think about it, that, you know, Boyar Schultz figured we can make a unit that's really self-contained because it collects its own grinding dust, and in the back it collects its own fluids, and you know, there's no mess or anything. So that's what I thought was nice. That's why I was trying to find a deluxe model. And looks like the tray just comes out. And that's like an old piece of foam here to seal at the bottom. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Huh. I wonder where that goes to, why that's hanging out down in there. Alright. Too bad it wasn't a gold bar or something. I'd rather find that than a hydraulic fitting. Oh, sorry guys. So there you can see it. Not too bad. Get this tray cleaned out. And let me see what the back looks like. Let me get a light so I can see. Kind of get an idea. And let me see here. Let me bring you guys down even smaller. Hang on. Trying to do this. Come on, tripod. There you go. Let's see here what we got. Pretty clean back there. You see, that's that collection hole there in the far corner. There's a lot of gunk. Hopefully you guys are seeing that. Alright, cool. So looking in here in the filter system, I think the way it's going to work is looking at these screws here, if you can see them or not, little Allen head screws. This is what holds these things down. So it looks like this rack will lift up and these things will come out. I'm going to add a little extra light. I don't know if you can see the screens in here. So there's metal screens in between each one of these fabric filters. So I am going to loosen up all these screws and hope we get lucky, and this is going to come out easy breezy. Hopefully these are individual ones and not one long one and it's all folded up, because heck, I can't even fold my clothes good. There's no way I'll be able to fold this back up in this nice neat pattern. So I really hope these are individual ones. So I am going to work on that because I can't get in there with you guys looking in, and I'll show you once I get it out, and we'll take a look at it. Okay, all the screws are out. So let's see if we figured it right. Here's are the rails. Keep the tension on this thing, and I guess I can keep them actually separated. So you're going to see this for the first time as I am. Let's see here. So I don't have a manual. Let's see here. How you come out? You come out the front or the back? Alrighty. Of course, you probably hadn't come out since you were built. See if there's anything holding it in the bottom or not. Something hanging out down in there. Oh, that's the brush, the wiper thing. That's right. I guess we gotta figure out how to get around that. Hmm. 'Cause, 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 So here is the rack that I was talking about. Keeps them stiff. Let's see if we can get this. There you go. Gotta hold your tongue right. Alright, so that's what one of them looks like. And there's a rail down there. Alright, that's what it is. So remember I told you that, showed you that knob sticking out, I guess. So it's on this rail, actually, so it looks like a round rod. And it connects into here. And this thing is going to rotate. And it's supposed to clean it and knock all that stuff out of the bottom. Oh wow, look at that. See if I can get one out. Wow, so that's a brush. So it self-cleans it. Neat. Alright, so I gotta get all these out now. Ooh, this is gonna be a job. This is gonna be a job. So the cabinet is empty. It looks about what I expected. Fair amount of grinding stuff in there. Let me throw some light. See if that helps you guys. It'll see a little better. And here's all the fabric screens and the metal screens. And then all the brushes are up here. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So this brush was inside one of those fabric filters, and it sits like this, and there's one for each one. And I'm going to go in the back and turn the handle, and what it's supposed to do is basically knock that grinding dust that's been caught in that fabric filter. So here's the handle, so it'll rotate around. Actually, I guess you only got it 180 degrees, so you can go back and forth. So that's how you clean them. And then it's all supposed to fall on the bottom in that tray, and then you just empty it out. But the back looks pretty good. The motor's there, and then you see that copper line. That is the drain line. There is a hole here in the top of the cabinet for oil and liquids, and it goes down to that container on the outside that we showed you when we did the walk around. So just got to get this thing cleaned up, and I did find an extra rail in the bottom, so I'm not sure where this goes because there's not 4 extra screws in here anywhere, so that's interesting. But anyway, so I am going to wrap it up for today, and we'll pick this thing up tomorrow. Well, hey guys, back at it again. Got my respirator on, as you can see, because it's some nasty stuff. We are just cleaning the cabinet out again. You can see what's coming out of it. So we are making decent progress. Let me get a light on. The back looks pretty good. Let me get this mask off here, you can hear me better. And it's coming along fairly well. If I get the back off, I think I can clean it a lot better. And may have to take like a shop vac and vacuum it out the inside, get it all nice and spiffy. But that's what we're doing. It's kind of overcast today. I may get a chance to clean the outside. I'm not sure. We'll see how time goes. We just had daylight savings time, so it's going to get dark an hour early. It's not much savings for me because I like working second shift hours, so it doesn't help me out at all. But anyways, I am just cleaning grinding dust. I'll bring you guys back at a good point for me to stop. Alrighty, getting ready to pull the last screw, and hopefully this cover will come off. and maybe not. Alright, she's starting to come loose, but alright, let me figure out what the deal is. Well guys, it doesn't want to come off. I double checked, there's no other screws holding it. I'm running a scraper in between the panel there, thinking, well, maybe it's been you know, it's got some adhesion on it that's been there like 60 years to make a nice seal, and it just doesn't want to give it up. But that doesn't seem to be the case all the way around. Did find this interesting. Let me throw some light on it. Found another ID tag, and this one, I don't know if you can read it or not. Machine code number, and it says the stamp number down there in the bottom is QU9R00A, and that's totally different than this one here. That's washed out or not. So yeah, I've got tags all over this thing. So anyways, taking a break, gonna think on this one and get me some lunch. I would really like to get this thing off, but if it's not going to be feasible, then we'll just have to be careful in the way we clean the outside, because I wanted to clean it with some you know, Simply Green or Purple Power or something. I just got to make sure I don't get all that on the motor. But making progress. Well, hey guys, it's the next day. Just thought I'd show you the progress. Hopefully you can see this pretty good. So, got it cleaned out pretty good. Not bad for just scraping and cleaning and whatnot. I am going to finish up with a shop vac, try to suck out what I can, and I think we're just going to go with it, because this back does not want to come off, and I have double checked, don't have any other screws. It wouldn't make sense for it to be spot welded too, but as you can see, she's not wanting to go through, so something else is going on. And I figured not worth fighting it. We'll just go ahead and clean it as is, and I'll just have to take care not to get any detergent, soapy water, or anything around the motor. So figured I'd give you an update. But can you believe I can't catch a break, and now we got another project, because I noticed all these little steel balls were showing up on the floor. Yeah, you guessed it, they have been coughing up from them casters. So we got another freaking project. God, man, projects turn into projects. So gonna have to replace those casters, and FedEx just arrived. So I hit the McMaster car up and got some good casters. So gonna go ahead and get that cabinet off of that frame that I built, and get those casters removed. I think I welded them on, so we'll have to grind and cut them off and get the new ones welded on. So I may show that, or I may just do it and then show it after I've completed it, because it's nothing special. So a little bit of a setback. I guess the only good thing is got my KBC flyer today, so let's see what kind of deals they got, see what kind of things I can buy. So anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this refurbish of the Boyar Schultz, and I guess with that we'll just go ahead and wrap this up, make this part 1 of the video series. So follow along for part 2 and 3, and however many parts it takes to get this thing cleaned up and functioning again. So hey, hit that subscribe button down there if you're a new viewer to the channel. I'm glad you found the channel. Follow along, we have a lot of cool, neat projects, and look forward to part 2. See you guys.